Revelation, verse by verse, the seven trumpets, April 27. A defiled church. Then the third angel sounded, and a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. Revelation 8, verse 10. As we continue to examine the trumpets that parallel the seven churches and seals, we discover that the third trumpet brings us to the time when church and state were merged under Constantine. Some have interpreted the great star that fell from heaven as attacks from Attila the Hun, who also created much grief for the collapsing Roman Empire in the 5th century. But a closer look at the pattern of repeating and expanding on truths found in the seven churches and seals points us to the beginnings of the church in Rome. Revelation explains the meaning of stars. In chapter 1, Jesus is holding 7 stars, verse 16, which are the angels of the 7 churches, verse 20. Christ once said, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, Luke 10, verse 18. And Revelation tells us how the devil drew a third of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth. Revelation 12, verse 4, meaning he was cast to the earth and his angels were cast out with him. Verse 9. So we know that Satan was cast out of heaven well before the 4th century. How could this passage apply to the devil? It was during this period that he caused great deceptions to come into the church, leading it into apostasy. Doctrines were corrupted by pagan deception, false teachings mingling with Bible truth to hide the truth about God. The devil's works fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The judgment here affects only a third, meaning that it is a partial judgment. The water out of the wells of salvation, Isaiah 12 verse 3, was not only totally contaminated. Rather, the church at Rome became corrupt, and its now bitter water began its menacing work of saturating the world. Holy God, may I ever drink from the pure teachings of your word, keeping my mind and heart cleansed by the everlasting gospel. For further study, Isaiah 14 verse 12, Luke 10 verse 18, Jude 1 verse 13. Amen.